my friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Spring with Spring Soulful Home, and I'm so glad you're here today. So in today's video, I will be doing a declutter and organize of all of my kitchen cabinets. They are a hot mess, and I just need to declutter a lot of dishes, cups, Tupperware, and also just store like seasonal things that I'm not using every day, because every time I open my drawers, they are a hot mess. I also will be, if time permits, going through my spice cabinet, being that the colder months are here. That also means baking season is here. So I need to be sure that all of my spices are good and they have not expired. Also, as I mentioned, if time permits, I also need to clean the outside of my cabinets, which I have my lemon pine saw here, and I'm just going to use that with some warm water to wipe down all of the outside and inside of my cabinets, because they definitely need it. And I also have just a few dollar store items here, just some clear bins and then a few baskets, just to help me organize some of the things that are in my drawer. I hope that you enjoyed today's content. I hope that it definitely inspires you to declutter and organize your kitchen cabinets today. And also, friends, if you're not subscribed, if you're new here, I would definitely love and encourage you to subscribe to my channel. It just definitely helps support my channel as I grow this YouTube community, which I'm absolutely loving. I always appreciate your comments, your thumbs up. So definitely, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you enjoyed, so I know if you enjoy watching declutter and organization content. And without further ado, let's get started on cleaning our kitchen cabinets. Alright, so up here I just have all of these cups. Everything is just out of order. I do still have dishes in the dishwasher, but there's a lot of mugs up in there that I know we don't use. And same for here as well. It's just like so many mugs. We only use so many a day. And in here are my problem areas. I can't stand to see all of this mess, so I need to get it under control. And this drawer is the one we go in the most, and it is just very cluttered, disorganized, so I need to get that under control. And I have my clean dishes right here, so I need to go through here. See, I just have so many things like in this bowl here, just so many things piled on top of each other. I have other items that go in here as well, so I know it doesn't look too bad. But as I mentioned, it's just too much stuff, and I don't like that I have to keep going through everything. And in this cabinet here, there's a lot of mugs back there that we don't use. These are seasonal, so I want to take some of those out. And then in here, there's just a lot of like shaker bottles and stuff that I need to get under control in there as well. And basically, like all of my cabinets, they just need a really good wipe down. Eight of my cabinets are just pretty grody. This one over here, I keep seeing it, but they just need a really good wipe down. They're pretty dirty. Hello my friends, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today. I know it's been a little while since the last time I've uploaded a video, but I am so glad you're here today. So as you can see, and as I've mentioned, that I definitely had to declutter in my kitchen and organize it, and I did not spend a whole lot of money organizing my kitchen. I spent tops of $5 from the Dollar Tree buying a few organizational bins, but here I'm just going through
all of my containers and just making sure I have all the lids and that they're working. And some of these were broken, some I didn't have the lids, and some were just pretty like, you know, just used, and they looked very dirty. Not that they were dirty, but just, you know, warming up food in the microwave. And so they just needed to be tossed out already. And then plus I had already bought some new containers from Sam's Club, so good thing I had those. But yeah, I'm just going through everything, making sure everything fits. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to leave the lids on them or take them off, and some I did, some I didn't. And then some of my like clear plastic bowls that I use whenever I make my cooking or baking videos, I just put those in another shelf because I don't use those every day. And then my berry containers, I put those in another shelf, just decluttering and keeping in here what I know that I use on a daily basis. So that's just what I'm doing here. And I did declutter and throw away quite a bit of just things that were in my cabinet. So I highly recommend to do this however many times you need to do it throughout the year or the month. For me, I like to do it once a month. However, it had gotten away from me, so it was definitely more than a month's time since I last decluttered and organized my cabinets. Alright, and then what I've done here is I have just taken out all of the items that I don't use on a daily basis, and I have put those away in the same cabinet as I did all my other dishes. And I just kind of, you know, just wanted to clear things out a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of space in my kitchen, so I wanted to make sure that I keep only the items that I use on a daily basis. And I know it looks like a lot of stuff, but believe me, I am not a type of person who likes to hold on to a lot of things just to have them. I like to keep things pretty basic and streamlined. However, just due to the fact, again, that we are such a large family, I do, you know, bake and cook a lot, and I have a lot of things that I do use. However, I don't use them on a daily basis, so I just wanted to streamline everything and clean everything out. And oh my gosh, these top cabinets are the worst, from like sandwich making, food making, you know, it just, all the crumbs get in those top ones, so they were disgusting and gross. And I'm so glad that I cleaned them out because they were so needing it. But yeah, I was just amazed at the amount of excess dishes and whatnot, and I knew I had a lot in there that I wasn't using, but I ended up having, I didn't fill a tote all the way to the top, but it, you know, it was halfway filled. And then all the trash that I threw out was just, I'm so glad that I did this. I feel so much better, and I can open up my kitchen cabinets, everything's organized and decluttered. And again, I'm just so glad that I did this. So I hope that it inspires you all to do the same. And yeah, I just, as I mentioned, I hope it inspires you to declutter and organize your kitchen. And it doesn't have to cost a lot to do it either. You know, as I mentioned, I only spent $5 at the Dollar Tree. Again, I'm not like looking for top-notch, top-of-the-line containers right now. I'm just wanting to get everything nice and organized. So these items that are on my counter are all the items that I do not use on a daily basis, but I did put them away in the cabinet with all the rest of my items that I can easily access whenever I need them. All right, my friends, so I pretty much filled up all of this tote with just glasses, mugs, and I don't know, okay, I have to be real. I don't do a lot of collecting, however, I love the Starbucks, the big tumblers. I did have a hard time choosing. I put one of my Starbucks mugs away, but those I love. And I know, everybody loves to collect different mugs and sayings and whatnot, but I had to be real and ask myself, okay, how many times have we used all of these really cool mugs or things that we like? You know what I mean? Because our cabinets are not big oversized cabinets to where we can do that. And, I have to be aware of the space that we have, and I don't like things to feel cluttered or overstuffed. So I did have a really hard time going through there. There were even mugs that some of my kids gave me, that I did have a hard time parting with. There's some that I know my husband really likes, but as I mentioned, just realistically, we don't use all of those mugs and glasses, and I just wanted to cut down on all of the clutter. And honestly, I really am glad that I did. And then, if I want to switch out my mugs or, go and use that Starbucks mug again once the summer comes along, hey, I know where it's at. It's in my bin and I can easily access it. I also put some summertime glasses and mugs in there as well, and I can just switch them out once I switch out my decor. But yeah, it's I don't know, let me know if you guys collect a lot of mugs, and if you do, is it overwhelming or do you enjoy it? And I think for me personally, that's the thing, is that's one of the things that I love from that KonMari decluttering advice is, does it bring you joy? Okay, so this drawer I have all of my knives and my cutting boards right there and those drink cups. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of my pot holders and I'm going to put them over here, since my stove is right here, and that way they're closer to my stove. And I'm going to move my knives and my cutting boards and these mixer cups over here. That way it just kind of makes more sense. All right, you guys, so as I'm looking at this video, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of steak knives. So typically I like to have at least 12 of everything, just for say a Sunday dinner if my parents come over. And then our other daughter that moved out, just right there, that's 12 people, not including boyfriends or girlfriends coming over. But I'm just wowzers, that's a lot of steak knives there. But Yeah, typically we buy like our steak knives, forks, and spoons at Sam's Club because they come in the big pack. However, I do notice that whenever we use paper plates, a lot of my forks tend to go missing. And I think it's because when they're throwing away their paper plate, they forget they have a real fork on there. So they get thrown in the trash. So yeah, thank goodness for Sam's Club and the inexpensive price for somewhat pretty decent quality of forks, spoons, and steak knives. Even most of my steak knives have gone missing because I know there was more than that. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I was looking at those steak knives. I was like, wow, that's a lot. All right, now looking at the video, I'm like, you know what? I should have decluttered those shaker bottles because two of our sons who are at home, they're the only two who use those shaker bottles. But mostly it's just one of our sons who uses the shaker bottles and he only uses one. So I think I need to declutter those as well and just get rid of that and put something else there or not. But on this drawer, I have all of my cutting boards because right above it, I have my knives, and I just like things like all together that make sense. Like, as I mentioned, my knives and my cutting boards all right there. To me, it just makes more sense. However, because I had this flipped the other way, I still keep going to my other drawer looking for my knives. I think I've had it like that since we bought our house, which has been quite a few years. So yeah, I still keep finding myself going to the other drawer. But anyway, I love the way everything feels. It's still nice and tidy. I still have to occasionally move something around. Not a big deal though. I'm just so glad that my cabinets are decluttered and organized. All right, the other thing I'm observing while I'm on the other side of the camera is I need to put away my summer oven mitts and get some more neutral ones, or maybe even just some fall ones. And yeah, but I definitely need to buy me some more oven mitts. Those have definitely seen better days, so I will be on the hunt for some nice oven mitts. All right, my friends, so I've moved on up to my upper cabinets. And I've also added in some fresh water just because I clean the outside of my lowers and I just wanted some nice fresh cleaning water with cleaning solution. And honestly, this spice cabinet, I definitely need to find some different storage solutions, maybe something that has like the different steps, not steps, they're kind of like elevated spice racks to put in there, kind of something like what I put in my pantry, because again, I have quite a few different spices. I do try to keep it kind of like mainstream, but you know, just occasionally I do have like different spices, especially for grilling. My son loves to grill, so he's also bought quite a few spices, but I did throw out quite a few expired baking ingredients, and when I went to the grocery store this weekend, I was able to find all of them except for allspice. I was not able to find that at 2 different stores that I went to. I just figured, hey, once the cooler seasons come in, I will most likely be able to find that allspice. But yeah, this spice cabinet took me quite a while going through everything. So yeah, I hope, as I mentioned, this inspires you to maybe look through all of your baking spices, ingredients, and just make sure that they are still good. And if they need to be replaced, let's get them replaced so we can get our fall baking and cooking on. All right, so now that I've gone through all of my spices and got rid of any expired baking or cooking ingredients, I am now organizing everything. And on the first shelf here is mostly what I use on a daily or weekly basis. And then the second shelf, I have like my Italian seasonings, my oils, vinegars, and just different oils that I also use when I make Chinese food. I have my big container of my caldo de pollo, which is a chicken bouillon. I buy most of my spices from Sam's Club. That's just an oversized container, which we do use quite often, but it didn't fit down on the bottom one. And then up on the very top, what I've also put in there is my baking ingredients, and we just had like extra containers that were bought. Our older son does tend to bake, so he didn't know we had some ingredients. So I've just gone through there, combined everything, and it's so nice to have that top shelf more purged, a lot cleaner so that I can see everything. So that was really nice, just being able to declutter and organize everything. So I'm really enjoying how everything is so nice and clean. And then above my microwave is where I have like brown sugars, confectioner sugar, like chocolate melts, because I do make a lot of chocolate dipped strawberries. I also sell those as well. So I have a lot of the chocolates, just different things. Everything was just kind of being thrown in there at some point. So I went through everything and again just combined everything, and now I can see what I have. So it is just really nice to have everything organized. And then what I did is I took all of these ingredients out of that wire basket, and I used 2 of those clear plastic bins from the Dollar Tree, and I like that they have the lid on them because I was able to stack them, so that made everything really nice. So like in one container I put like my chocolate chips, chocolate melting discs in one, and then in the other I put my brown sugar. I believe another one has some coconut flakes in there. So that was really nice. I do need to get actually a label maker. The one I used to have broke, and it would definitely come in handy right now. So I will be looking into that so I can start labeling all of my bins, and my kids don't have to like search through everything. They can just see where everything is at. All right, my friends. So confession time here. Look at that rug. Honestly, my cabinets did not look this dirty until I just thought I just need to wipe everything down, even though these don't have like crumbs or anything like that. However, they had a lot of like grime, and I'm thinking it's just because that cabinet is closest to the stove. But I was like, wow, this is a lot of just grime on there from my dishes. I'm like, I just put clean dishes in here. But anyway, yeah, it definitely had a lot of buildup. I think it was just like I mentioned from these cabinets being so close to the stove. But I'm so glad it got cleaned, and didn't have to do a whole lot here. As I mentioned, just wipe the cabinets down, take everything out, put everything back in, and we were done. And then remember how I was talking about how I like things to make sense or be more functional? I like my plates right next to my stove, so that way when I'm serving dinner, breakfast, or lunch, whatever meal it is, I like to just grab my plate, serve them, and then right under that drawer, or excuse me, that cabinet, I have our silverware drawer where I just put whatever type of silverware we need for that day. I just put it on the plate if my daughter hasn't set the table already. So I just like things to be, just make sense and more functional in my kitchen.
We want it all. 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 We want it running up. God lost my soul. We running
All right, the other one of my drawers that is the crummiest, not literally, but has the most crumbs would be this drawer because it's closest to my toaster and we get so many breadcrumbs there. And again, I have my butter right next to my toaster and my butter knives are there, so it's just easier for us, and our plates there, once we're all done toasting our bread or bagel, whatever it is that we are toasting, everything is just right there. But yes, this is one of my most messiest drawers, and I do like our silverware organizer tray. My husband found that at Ross or Marshall's, and I loved it because any other organizer or drawer, it's not like that mesh fabric or material, and that's why I like this one. Any small crumbs fall, they're gonna fall right down to the bottom of the drawer. I don't have to take out all the silverware and clean it out, so it makes cleanup pretty simple. And we are fans of straws, reusable fans of straws. Or did I say that right? I hope I did. But yeah, we love cool straws. My favorite are those soft, bendable ones. We found those at Target and I love them. I drink my smoothies in them and they work perfect. So yes, we collect straws. Okay? Don't judge because of all the straws. All right, my friends, so now I am finally all done organizing and cleaning, and I get to wipe down my counters and cabinets and my counters and backsplash here around my stove. And for my fall decor around my stove, I try to keep it pretty simple, just because, I cook so much and just oil splattering, food splattering around. So I actually found that really cute ceramic gourd at a consignment store and I loved it. And then for the other side of my stove, I just reused that basket. I've had that for a while. I found it at Walmart. And then those fake pumpkins and gourds, I found those at Walmart a few years back as well. And that's what I've just kept it on the other side. I just had a little bit of fall garland, and I put that in there. I also want to mention the little concrete looking, it's actually a spoon holder, but I found that at Target and I liked it when I saw it to put my cooking oils on there, just to keep all the cooking oil on that little spoon holder. But as I mentioned, I used it for my oils. And another thing that I forgot to mention, you all probably noticed, maybe you did, I'm not sure, that I'm wearing different clothes in this particular part of the video. So as I mentioned how I started working, I actually had to film this on 2 different days. I thought I'd be able to get everything done before I went into work, and not so. I was not able to do that. So that's why you see the change of clothes. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And also we are finally making plans to start saving money so we can finish up the rest of our kitchen. As I mentioned, the other half was definitely going to be very expensive because we're buying a new faucet, sink, disposal. The countertops are much bigger. We still need to finish buying all the rest of the pools. And let me see here. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. But yeah, I know it's definitely going to be a bigger process. So I'm so excited. My kitchen will all finally look cohesive and that it all goes together. All right, my friends, so I am just wrapping it up here, wiping down all of my countertops, and I am just giving you a walkthrough here of what our cabinets look like. Now, this top one, I am missing all of our drinking glasses. They were all in the dishwasher on this particular day, but you saw in the first part of the video, all of our drinking glasses pretty much fill all of that up. And then our coffee cups, I'm so glad because definitely streamlined them. Again, a lot of dishes are still in the dishwasher. And this top drawer, I like to call it my Mary Poppins drawer because so much fits in there. But it is all, for the most part, all organized. Our plastic containers are pretty much all organized. I know there's still a lot missing from there, but that's okay. As I mentioned, I'm just so glad that way everything came out so streamlined. All of our knives, everything is all in order. And yeah, I am so glad that I did all the decluttering and organizing in my kitchen. It feels so good. I'm sorry, guys. My dog is barking, and it seems like every time I go to do this particular voiceover, she keeps barking. So I apologize in advance. But yeah, as I mentioned, just having so many things, it is tough to have everything organized all the time. But hey, that's life. And I'm not the only one in our kitchen, so we all just do the very best that we can to keep everything organized so we can know that this particular drawer, this is where all our knives will be, or this is where our oil will be, whatever it may be. But friends, I hope that this declutter and organize inspired you to clean out, even if it's one cabinet in your house, even if you're just going through your spice cabinet. Let me know. It always puts a smile on my face to know that a video I've put out has inspired you to do the same. So let me know down in the comments what is your favorite part. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me there at Spring Soulful Home. Be sure to tag me in any cleaning, organizing, or decluttering that you're doing today. And as always, thank you so much for your support. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below. And be sure to give me a thumbs up. It lets me know you enjoyed today's content. Have a wonderful day, friends. See you again.